I started to record this video, and about halfway through, my microphone decided to not work, and after I listened to the playback, it really sounds worse than me just talking. So if anybody knows anything about microphones, please reach out. I'm really struggling with getting this thing to work and to stay working, because it seems like it's got a mind of its own. So I don't know if I'm like accidentally hitting something, or it's very frustrating. It wasn't a cheap thing by any means, but it wasn't super expensive. It was one I got that was recommended by another candle maker who has a YouTube channel. So what I was starting to say is I had a wholesale order and another private label order that I was working on, so I'm just going to talk while I work in that. So some of my video will be with the microphone, so I'm sorry if it sounds crappy. I'm gonna do the rest of the video without the microphone, so. I'm back in the studio today. I guess I'm just going to kind of chat while I work here, and we'll see if my microphone decides to work and if it even sounds better. I don't know. Technology is not my forte. So Valentine's Day is coming up shortly, and they had me do these fun little Valentine hearts in 3 different colors here. So yeah, kind of fun. I haven't done any custom projects that small before, so I'm going to just talk to you here while I work, and hopefully as I step away here to grab some wicks, my microphone will keep on working. We'll see. I'm not the best at multitasking here, trying to talk and also count at the same time, although I do it for my hot Pilates class that I teach. Okay, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. I just got to put wick stickers on here. So we are after the first of the year for candle makers, at least for Berkeley. After the holiday season is pretty quiet. I imagine it's that way also for a lot of retailers, but I actually had, right after the first of the year, had a few people reach out regarding wholesale orders, so that was kind of nice. And then I typically tend to fill this time with some of my candle making classes, so I know I have 2 for sure that I need to work on getting scheduled, so I'll probably work on that later today. I think I mentioned in my last video or 2 that I applied for my first national market, which will be in Iowa, and I find out now the application's closed 3 days ago or 2 days ago. So I should be finding out within the next 2 weeks whether I'm accepted or not. So that's exciting, but also a little nerve-wracking at the same time. Because I'm not going to lie, I am going to feel a little disappointed if I am not accepted, but I have to learn not to accept defeat and try again next year, I guess. I have some things that I'm going to do to try and upgrade my booth a little bit. So I have Jordan right now making me some different shelves to hopefully make the shopping experience a little more streamlined and straightforward, because right now I just have a bunch of wooden crates. I don't know if you can see. No, can't see it. Just like a standard wooden crate that we've stained a darker color that we got at Menards. Like sometimes my soaps, or room sprays I should say, don't really want to stand upright because of the slats in the crate. So anyways, we just have some flat shelves that he's doing for me that are like 3.5 feet long or something like that. That will be kind of fun to figure out how I'm going to rearrange my table, although you would think that I would have it down pat and it would be organized the same way every time, but it's not. Because sometimes you get an 8x8 space, and sometimes you get a 10x10 space, and sometimes it's 12x12, or like one of them I have a 6x12 spot, so it just seems like it never works out to be the exact same. It's fine. Keeps me on my toes, right? It is only the very beginning of January, and I have already started pouring spring and summer scents, which are actually my jam. I am not going to lie, and that's probably why my spring and summer collections are a little bit bigger than my fall and winter ones, which it should be reversed. It really should, because fall is candle season, but I just really like the fruity, fresh scents, and I'm just not really into food scents. And I mean, I like a good pine scent every once in a while, but I don't know. Those are typically what's popular in especially the holiday seasons, and I don't know. I can only do so much of it. So spring and summer, you get a whole, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Smorgasbord. You get a whole smorgasbord. That's been kind of fun, nostalgic, pouring some of my scents from last summer, because there are 3 of them that are coming back this year. And then I'm adding 3 new ones as well. One of them I'm so excited about. It has been almost 2 years since I decided I was going to blend that one, and then I've had problems with the supplier not having it in stock. With my seasonal oils, I try to support smaller businesses with my purchasing, especially for the seasonal ones, because if they end up discontinuing them, it's not a huge deal. But I typically will use bigger suppliers for my year-round scents that I stock. But anyway, she ended up having her baby, and they spent, I don't know how long in the NICU. So if you don't know our story, we did too. Our daughter came 2.5 months early, and we spent 2 months in the NICU. So it was just a whole thing, a lot of trauma associated with that I've worked through, prayed through. And so I tried to give her some grace with that. But anyways, short term, I have the problem solved, but I'm still working on a long-term solution. So if it is a hit, I am hoping to make that one a year-round scent, because I really, really, really like it. And I probably even like it more than the Maker's Mark. I don't know. It's a pretty close tie, honestly. I don't remember where I was going with this. So I'm also currently working on some rebranding. So there will be just some minor changes. And when I say rebranding, I don't necessarily mean with our logo or anything, but overall with like our branding colors. I kind of threw in like a fern green sometimes. And so it was like a white, gold, black, and a fern green. And I was typically heavy on the white, gold, and black. And I think I kind of want to scale back a little bit on the black and pushing the green forward in more things. So, like I said, it's not a huge change or anything, but so there's that. And then I have been contemplating this for a very long time. All of my products besides my candles are in amber jars, because it obviously protects them from degrading from UV light and stuff better than clear. So I actually am switching my candle jars to amber to give it a more cohesive look. There was a lot of second guessing and doubt going along with that, hence the reason it hasn't happened sooner. But I feel like that it's just going to be a more cohesive look. Sometimes I don't get the best glass adhesion with this newer wax that I work with, and it doesn't affect the quality of the product. It's, you know, an aesthetic thing. And if you're a candle maker, you know how much wet spots in that bother you. Though you preheat your jars, though you wipe them, I don't know, you still, and you keep the room at 70 degrees, it still happens. And that's one thing I cannot figure out, and I'm not going to stress myself out over it anymore. And yeah, so I'll be switching to amber jars, and I did some switching with my labels. So instead of a portrait orientation, it's going to be landscape, and I'm adding some things onto my label. I don't know if I want to reveal that to you quite yet. Maybe once I reveal the branding changes in that, I will show you a little close-up of what the new labels will look like. So I was going to finish up filming the other day, but something came up. So I am finishing filming today. I didn't just have a wardrobe change. I just wanted to touch on markets and upcoming spring and summer scents, and about rebranding and all the things that go along with all that. So next time you see me, I will have found out whether or not I was accepted to that national market in Iowa. So please pray for me. I'm very nervous, but also excited, as I said. So I wanted to show you guys the shelves that Jordan was working on, because he did finally finish them. All right, these are the shelves. There are 2 of them. And I designed these, and then I had Jordan execute the idea. So these are 2 different legs, as you can see, and they were 2 different tones of gold. So this was like just straight up mustard yellow. This one, I would not have called that gold. And these were like the shiny, brassy gold. So we painted both of them so they match, and my hope is just that I can have all of my scent selections lined up so everybody can see what is there. They can go down the line and sniff, and just easy grab and go, instead of having to fumble over knocking over bottles on my crates. Like, here's one of the crates, so we tip that on the side, and the bottles just tend to tip. So I don't know, we'll see if this makes any difference, but you don't know unless you try, right? If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time, thanks for tuning in to my cozy corner of the internet for all things candle.